If you're ready to check out some more antique tractors, come back along to Brooks, Oregon.
Okay, we'll do a quick documentary for you on Case automobiles. Case made automobiles from 1911 to 1927. Now that's a short span of time. However, it'll amaze you to know that they made a total of 70,000 automobiles. Now that sounds like a lot, but if you compare it to Henry Ford standards, it's not very many. But it's still an appreciable amount. Of those 75, of those 70,000, 75 case cars are verified still in existence. However, of the 75, only 2 are roadsters. This happens to be one of the roadsters, and it comes from Rockford High, part of the Diamond SS Ranch collection in Rockford High. This car is sponsored by Aeroquip while on tour, and the J.I. Case Company is a good customer of Aeroquip. However, the story gets a little bit better than that. Of the 2 roadsters, would you believe the other roadster is located in Australia, which makes this the only Case roadster on the whole North American continent. And we've just brought it 2,500 miles one way just for the enjoyment of the folks here at Brooks, Oregon. You'll notice right here in the center there's even a clock. It's a period clock of that time. Case did not make clocks. It was an aftermarket type feature on it. It's a stem wind that comes to the bottom of the dash. The dash up here is walnut. You might want to listen to this door when I close it. They don't sound like that now even, do they?
What's this car valued at? About 50,000 or something?
What? You're way low. Whatever value suits you, that's fine with me. We don't put a value on it. We don't have a...
It's just 2 of a kind, I guess you
We've
really...
never had it appraised, but truly we won't talk to people for less than $250,000, and then we won't talk seriously because it's not for sale.
These miniature steam trains are another interesting feature here at Brooks. You kind of get to wondering who has more fun, the big kids or the little kids. If you look close, you'll notice the whole axle turns on the steering, and those two chains attached are what actually steers the wheels. I wonder if one of these old motorboat motors would actually pull a water skier.
Tell us how well we are doing. If you have lost your party and want to find them, here's a place to find them. We can announce for your party to meet almost anywhere. If anybody has lost something, or if anybody has found something that is lost, bring them over here to the announcing tower.
This is a Caterpillar 60 here.
That's a Caterpillar 60. About 68 horse on the Nebraska test.
Ah.
My name is Ken Hofdahl. I live at 92860 River Road, Junction City, and I am a collector of old Caterpillars. And if anybody knows of one, if they'd like to get in touch with me if it's any good. See, here's where you crank it, you know.
Oh, really?
Right there. See?
Well, that's what starts it, huh?
Oh, right there, yeah.
Ah.
Just
Well,
stick,
rather than a crank, you just stick that in.
stick it in those holes there and give it a pull. Probably you can get a good picture of those holes there.
Yeah.
This is a Cat 20. This one was made in Peoria, Illinois, from about 28 to 32 along in there.
and it's in excellent shape. I've spent a lot of money on it, and I only know of one other one running in Oregon. So this has got an inner casting. You turn this damper here, and you could burn distillate or kerosene or diesel oil in it. See, the heat when you move this damper here inside puts the heat into the outer chamber, and she runs a lot hotter, and she'd run on kerosene. See, well, this was all gone, so I had this here guy. You can see where he started there with a cast iron elbow. He charged me $600 for that.
Wow.
But it's all original. You know, back to original. I don't like anything that isn't, you know, look like original. You know, there's a lot of guys hang the wrong carburetor on them and stuff, but every piece on there is, I had to make the side curtains, of course, but otherwise everything is original.
You can't still get distillate, can you?
No, but
They don't make
that was a cheaper grade than kerosene. See, this is about a 1922 or 23 Fortune tractor.
That little box there is a carburetor,
This
right?
little box here is a carburetor, the same as on the old Model T car. And the gas goes from that into this brass plate and goes back and forth along these grooves and comes all up here and into the manifold and sucks into the piston. And both gas ports, or exhaust ports, hit on the back side of this here. And when you're pulling heavy, that is just about white hot, and that's when they was using distillate. That's a cheaper grade than kerosene. It sold for 3 cents a gallon in the 20s. The Dad used to buy it for. And why they never followed through, the gas companies on this patent, improved on it, I don't know, because I know they could get twice as much gasoline mileage if this was used today on this here.
The heat from the exhaust
Right
on
here,
this side gets
All
the
they're
gas
burning
off.
is vapor. You're burning 95% just vapor on that. They're easy on fuel. On that there, and gas. I mean, like distillate, if you could burn it, I mean, would be a lot cheaper in price too today. On there, but I think it's bought up. I think that patent is bought up. On some of these old Fortunes, not all of them, they had a little gas motor that says for gasoline only. Well, all that was used for is for just for starting, because they would run on distillate or kerosene. And distillate was 3.5 to 4 cents a gallon in the 20s, and gasoline was around 20 cents. And when you got it started, you just turn this little lever here, and then after it warmed up a little bit, and then run over on distillate. Start on gas and run on distillate. And you had quite a bit more power on distillate than you did on gas.
I'm Roger Rue. I live just north of Cottage Grove along Interstate 5. And I purchased this engine from a gentleman in Washington State that had picked it up out of Oklahoma, where it was originally used to pump oil out of the oil wells in the oil fields back there. And he didn't know much about the engine, and I haven't been able to find anybody with literature to give me any information on it other than what he told me. I would
Okay.
estimate the horsepower on it to be 40 plus, and the vintage on it, I would say probably in the 1920s or maybe a little earlier than that. And what I do know about it, it's got 11.5-inch bore, 14-inch stroke, and she runs pretty good. It's 1,454 cubic inches, single cylinder. It was originally run on the waste gas out of the oil well, and I converted it to propane. The weight of the package, engine, trailer, and the small pony motor that I've got on the front of it that I use to start it when it's a little on the stubborn side for starting it, the total package weighs 15,200 pounds. And the weight of the engine itself, I would say, is probably in the neighborhood of 11 to 12,000 pounds. The diameter of the flywheels are 66 inch. The overall length of the engine is 11.5 feet. And the total height of the engine, including the breather, is about 9 foot 8 inches off the ground, sitting on the trailer. It's a Reed, manufactured by Joseph P. Reed Company out of Pennsylvania. It's got a 6-inch exhaust. The maximum RPM, as I understand it, is supposed to be around 170 revolutions per minute. It's 2-cycle. I've had it running both directions. I'd run it one direction and she'd kick back and it would run in the opposite direction. But looking at the inside of the gearbox or crankcase on it, it's designed to run one direction, counterclockwise, standing on the opposite side of the machine from where we're at now. Because running backwards, as I would put it, the splash oil system won't properly lubricate the inside of the engine. It's also what they call a crosshead design. It wasn't running when I got it, but it wasn't froze up and stuck, which was a plus. When I first got it, it was mounted on two 12 by 24 3/4 web I-beams, steel I-beams, side by side. There was 2 of them side by side that was the original base for it. And I pulled it off the original base and built this trailer special for it, for parade use and being able to transport it to and from the local fairs and functions locally here. I'd planned on taking it to greater distances to display it, and when I found out what the total weight of it was in my 3/4 ton Chevrolet pickup, found it to be quite a struggle pulling in excess of 15,000 pounds. So therefore I'm limited to displaying it locally. But other than that, I don't know too much more about the engine. Someday maybe I'll find somebody that'll have enough literature on it to give me a better idea of what it is and what I've got.
Now, Roger Rue at Saginaw is about the only person that we know of in the Cottage Grove, Eugene area who's got room to display his machinery. A few of us were wondering if there might be a better location, perhaps even with a covered building or 2 on it for the more valuable equipment. Now, another place we found some interesting old machinery is here at the 1990 Scandinavian Festival in Junction City, Oregon.
She said that somebody's coming to help you load the stuff up.
Really good help if you just stop and explain this. Pretty good, you know. But we'll see what happens. And usually they young guys hey, help me.
Oh, good.
If you're enjoying this antique machinery, come back next time and let's see more.